Hey guys, it's Tiny Tom Logan back with another video for you, and today we get to finally talk about the AMD 9070s. Now I have a selection here. I've got two XTs and one vanilla 9070, two cards from XFX, one being the Merc Pro Gaming and the other one being the Quicksilver Pro Gaming, plus a Sapphire Nitro Plus. Now the XFX cards do look outstanding, but because it is a big hitter, I am going to start with the Sapphire. And the reason why I'm going to start with the Sapphire is it took an AMD graphics card manufacturer to do what all of the NVIDIA graphics card manufacturers were to. It begins with a P and it's basically cat related, ends in C. But they were too, let's just say, they were too chicken to do the job properly. Now what Sapphire have done is basically ruined everything about the Project Zero and the BTF format, and they've effectively made that really easy as well. Because if you look, we don't have any power connectors down the side at all. There's no extra power connector here. The MSI would have had power connectors here. Asus would have had an extra power connector around the back. But weirdly, even though it is an AMD unit, if we pull the magnetic backplate off, in here there is a 12VH connector, as you can see, hidden in there. Just here, look. So you got the 12VH 2x6, 6x2, whichever it is. I always get it the wrong way around. You do also have a addressable RGB header. But what they've also done is, because with all of the NVIDIA cables, they come in the box and they're too short. I'll show you the MSI one. Look, I've always said they're too short. I still think this could be a little bit longer even for NVIDIA. But effectively, what you do is the connector goes in here, like this. The cables come out the back, you put the magnetic backplate on like this, and then you fit it into your case and hide the cables. Some EATX motherboards may have a problem with it. You may also have some issues with some cases, but the best thing I can say is if you do have an issue with these, just use a native 12VH cable to your power supply and you won't have any problems. I personally wouldn't run this anyway, but it is much better than any of the NVIDIA variants, and it is so ironic it took Sapphire to do the job properly. This already, just now, not even tested it, and I'm not allowed to talk to you about performance, but this is already an innovation award winner, and thank the Lord for people like Sapphire. Now I've already put it in the rig, as you've seen. You can see the lighting so that you can see it powered up. It said on the NDA with AMD that we weren't allowed to show performance, and because they showed me so late, I don't care whether I'm not allowed to show lighting. Yes, they're powered. Yes, I've lit them up. But there's no performance or anything there, is there? So tough mustard if it's not good enough. Anyway, moving on to the Mercury from XFX. This thing literally looks like someone's designed a Batmobile in white with a ruler, but it's also got the very easily removable fans that you can put in and swap out. It means that you've got really easy options for cleaning, whether you're blowing or hoovering. If you are hoovering, remember static. Also remember to remove it from your case, I would as well. 3 8-pins down the side in the normal placement, large cutout on the back. It's a really, really pretty design. This frosted section here does light up with a lovely bit of RGB, which you can obviously control at home if you wanted to. I would personally say the only thing I thought was missing from the RGB is they could have put some around the outside of the fans. Don't know prices yet. I don't even think the brands know prices yet, because AMD didn't even know when I asked yesterday, and they were finding out today when the NDA gets lifted. Moving on to the Quicksilver, which is the 9070. So this is not an XT, and you can tell that because it's only got two 8-pin connectors. It does have these really funky magnetic sections that you can pull off. If I'm honest, I don't know why you want to pull these sections off, but they're magnetic. They are easily refittable. I'm assuming it might have been easier for production. But There we go. So they are removable. This is the only section that lights up, which I'll show you in the B-roll. And the only other bit is when you look down the side, you can see sort of the gloss bits down the end. But again, this is a very Batman-esque design, and I think the Batman kind of theming is something that used to be done with AMD cards back in the past. Now, because of the NDA, I'm not sure whether I'm allowed to talk to you about clock speeds and boost speeds and stuff like that, so I'm just going to leave it as a very aesthetic look today. The lower end XFX being all black, I really, really like that. I'm hoping that because I don't know at the moment, I'm hoping that we do get Quicksilver versions of the XT as well. If I'm honest, I actually hope that we get Mercury versions of the normal 9070, because the white looks outstanding, and I think you should be able to get both in both. I will say though that the XFX definitely looks amazing in the case when it's lit up and being used, especially if you are going for a white build. The Sapphire has got a very different aesthetic about it, in that it's so very big and square and chunky, and like I said, absolute masterstroke. Bringing the 12VH in, which I know is getting a lot of hate, but with the extended cables and the fact that they've managed to keep it all so compact and so tidy, this actually works. And where the cable, we hope, because there is only 3 connectors on the end, so we shouldn't be getting near power limits or anything like that, but it is so much cleaner and tidier, and if we're not going to be getting any overheating cable issues, then maybe this was the point where the 12VH 6x2, 2x6, whatever it is, should have stopped in the first place, and the 600 watt was a step too far. Anyway, very beautiful cards. Performance will be imminent. I'm going to go really quickly now, because literally I didn't find out I was even allowed to make this video until 10:30 AM on the day of NDA. Yesterday, AMD told me I wasn't allowed to do a box opening. So this is your very, very swift box opening. Make sure you come back for the full review. Click over to the website if you'd like to look at some more pictures. Also to go and look at our full breakdown on the cards with all the specifics that AMD were allowing us to talk about today, that I just have not got time to be able to film correctly right now. So this has just been a very aesthetic look at 3 very important cards, and I look forward to finding out the ones that are coming later. I nearly said then about the cards that I've got coming, but that's technically one of the things I'm not allowed to talk about. That was in the NDA as well. But anyway, I'm not going to bore you any longer. Beautiful cards. Innovation Award for that. We'll see what the XFX is, and they all do performance-wise in a week. Thank you very much for tuning in.